Hey, now we're going to talk a little bit about the lens. And of course, when we look at the original camera obscura, the style and design behind it, all cameras essentially are a light-proof box. And why the lens is needed is it helps to expand our opportunities to manipulate settings within the camera, shutter speeds, apertures, to create different effects. Now with, of course, a pinhole camera, the 1/100th of an inch diameter gives us a very sharp image, and the hole is incredibly small. The larger the hole, of course, the light that travels through those holes will create different circles of confusion and will create blurrier photographs. Well, the lens helps to focus that light as it comes through the lens, and the different lenses will both diverge as well as converge light to points on the focal plane to create an image that would be in focus. And of course, that depends on what aperture that we choose. But there are numerous types of lens. Three basic ones are the normal lens, the wide-angle lens, and the telephoto lens. And all three of these lenses are something that you can pick up. Typically today, most cameras are coming with, and you will buy them with a zoom lens on it that runs the range gamut from a somewhat wide angle to a short telephoto lens, and you get everything that you need through the zoom. There are good things to that, and then there are shortcomings to those types of lenses. Focal length basically controls the magnification as well as the angle of view in which is projected onto your CCD, or what we call the focal plane, and the size of that image increases or decreases in proportion to the focal length of a lens. So for example, a 50 mm lens will produce an image that's twice the size of a 25 mm lens. Normal lenses typically collect light from about a 50-degree angle of view, which is about similar to the way the eye sees. And these lenses range anywhere from 35 mm to about 55 or 60 mm. That's your typical normal lens. And your wide angle lens will range anywhere from 17 mm to 35 mm, and your angle of view, you can even buy special lenses which you have a 180-degree angle of view. So when you use that lens, the lens actually comes out from the barrel and collects all the light rays in a 180-degree angle. These are very expensive lenses, and something that we don't use very often. I do have a couple examples. This is a telephoto lens. You can see the nice little small rounded lens on the top of that. And this is specifically made for a digital camera, and it is an 11 to 18 mm lens. But when we put it on cameras with a smaller CCD, and most cameras come with small CCDs. Your point and shoots, the CCDs are, maybe, 1/8 of the size of an actual 35 mm film frame. And the CCDs on most cameras, other than the high-end cameras that range anywhere from $5,000 to $30,000, are a little bit smaller than the 35 mm. So special lenses are made for them. This lens, if you use traditional film lenses, would actually be about a 17 mm to a 28 mm lens. So it is still fairly wide angle, and it's great for shooting inside. Of course, most of our cameras are coming with lenses like this here is a 28 to 105 lens. You can see the marking on the side here. And that 28 to 105 gives you, and in this case, because it's used on a digital camera, not a very wide angle lens, but it does extend the telephoto, which is 105 on this lens, but actually acts like a telephoto lens, the quality of maybe about 170 millimeters. So fairly good short telephoto lens. The third type of lens, of course, is the telephoto lens, and the telephoto lenses range anywhere from 80 to 135 millimeter. Those are short telephoto lenses, great for portraiture. And then medium range telephoto lenses, 200 to 300 millimeter, and then above 300 to 1,000 millimeter are very specialized lenses, very expensive lenses, and used mostly for sports photography as well as wildlife photography. And those are very specialized lenses. Of course, we can find lenses like our good old Lensbaby that has the ability to change the parameters of the lens by tweaking this little bellows here, and that can change our focal point on the lens. What is important to know about a lens is that it only focuses on one point in space, whether it is 3 feet 7 inches, 10 feet, or 25 feet. And that is why apertures are important, and getting depth of field, because we can use apertures to extend that that focus point through our depth of field in front of our focus point and beyond our focus point to infinity. So it's a little bit about lenses. Check out the lens that you have, and get out there, do some shooting with it right away, and we'll continue in the next video.